Hey, good morning, Santa Fe. Feels like winter's here. Greg coming to you this morning from the Santa Fe University Art and Design. Last night we had a little forum at the Higher Education Center, which is not the University Art and Design, but I just had the great pleasure of making a contact with
Cheryl Odom.
Cheryl, smile. I know you're excited. This is something you're excited about, right?
I'm very excited.
You have a lot of passion and a lot of vision because, again, as we're getting into this election cycle, I think one of the biggest issues that everybody can agree upon is this University Art and Design campus. And yet people say they've been on here, maybe they've just driven around and they kind of get an idea. But I think Cheryl really has an intimate perspective. You were 23 years as a professor.
30.
30 years.
31 if you include the time I worked for Santa Fe University.
Okay, so again, this is someone who's been there, done that. She's a part of this campus. This campus is a part of who she is. And yet, I think as a community, I keep saying, we got to kind of pump the brakes. Yes, there's a sense of urgency. But again, I'm someone that came out in December. Haste makes waste. This is a gem. This is an opportunity. But I think where we're trying to transition as a community is really coming together and doing the best good. So even as we were here, we've been here for a few minutes, we're looking here, you got the Greer Garson Theater right there, and there's a great plan that we'll talk about here in a little bit, but this parking lot. So when we say, well, how do we make this campus better? I think there's preservation and I think there's a development and there's a balance between the two. But as I just point to the parking lot, I can kind of see a 3-story parking structure as a part of, again, a development opportunity to create more places for people to park and make it more accessible. But what we're going to walk through first is right here. This is the Visual Arts Center, and it was designed by
Ricardo Legaretto.
Okay, and he's a famous Mexican.
He's a very well-known, I believe, Mexican architect who they brought in especially to make this building.
Okay, so this building in and of itself is it's art, and we're gonna walk through it. We actually found a door that's open.
Hopefully, it's still open.
Yeah, I think it will be, and
Are we
so
gonna stop here on the right.
We could talk about as we just walk through here. I think the people of Santa Fe. This gives us a little behind. So this is the Tipton Hall.
This is Tipton Hall. It's a large lecture hall.
Okay.
It probably holds a couple hundred people.
All right. So that's kind of the first little place here. And, what I was even as we were walking here earlier, the art center, it has opportunities maybe for kiosks and, coffee shops. There's a little open courtyard here. This is where you have the Center for Photographic Arts.
Yes, this is all photography. There's a computer lab, there's a gallery space in there, and there's also what I guess I would call old school dark rooms.
Okay.
And because there are still people who like to do that kind of photography. So all of that is fully equipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I guess, and you say that, there's people that love to do that kind of photography. I don't think we get rid of that, even as digital continues to improve and really transform photography. There's nothing like a silver print or, something amazing like that.
Well,
so we're about to come into the Art History Center, which is
right here.
Right here. We got a little behind the scenes access. And there's actually some student art here on the walls, and this stuff's pretty amazing.
Yeah, has been in the past years as a gallery space. A chance to have your art displayed. It's tough in this town as an artist trying to establish themselves, to find places for your work to be seen. And there's a lot of gallery space in this building. Not just this one, there's a lot of opportunity.
Wow, as you can see, there's even like a little sculpture here that someone probably was just working on this morning, potentially.
These are small classroom spaces.
So I'm gonna peek in here. So here's like what one of the classrooms looks like. Again, there's some more student art here on the walls. Some of this is pretty cool, little like doodles and different levels of creativity. But this is what can transform Santa Fe if we develop in a smart way. I'm all about smart development and coming up with a balance.
This is the library.
So this is the art center has a little.
Yeah, it's art history mostly, photography, art history. I used to use this a lot when I was doing research for shows I was designing in the theater program.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else back here? Or do we just kind of walk around
We just walk around, yeah.
Couple.
I don't know this building as well as my own.
Okay.
But a lot of this, as you can see, is classroom space and studio space. Studio space meaning, you've got places to actually make art. So, again, young artists in Santa Fe have a struggle to find room to do their art, to find studio space.
Absolutely. And so when we're talking about ideas, I mean, this is something that we want to preserve and really be able to leverage art education, cultivating artists, giving them opportunities to create identity, to create, a place where they can actually start to establish some recognition, maybe even get a little traction under them by selling some of their stuff.
And even be mentored into their careers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this center seems to have a ton of potential, but as with anything, there's opportunities. There's ways to not just knock it down and start over fresh. There's a way to repurpose and to just reimagine what can be. And just walking through here, I can just tell you.
This is obviously like a wooden shop.
Yeah, this is like wood and printing.
Yeah.
So there's some really amazing creative space on here.